Hey, what's up guys? NullRage here, and today we're taking a look at the newest hero coming to Marvel Heroes, She-Hulk. Go ahead and hop in and first cover her synergies. At level 25, She-Hulk is going to give you percent physical damage, and at level 50, she's going to give you a new stat we're seeing here in the synergies, 15% health regen per minute. So that's pretty cool. That off for now and hop into her powers. But before we do, let's take a look at her costumes. Obviously, she's got the default costume here. It's the green female, single green female costume. And then we've got the She-Hulk Law and Disorder costume as her alternate costume. And I don't know why, but whenever switching costumes here recently, or switching heroes, your heroes do weird poses. Anyway, that's a bug. Hopefully that'll get worked out. But this is She-Hulk's Law and Disorder costume. Pretty cool. I think I'm still going to rock this one when it goes live, though. Yeah, the default looks pretty cool. Alright, so let's go ahead and hop in and have a look at her skills. She's got 3 trees here. The first one based around openers, which we'll talk about her combo system here in a second. The second one, Power of Eternity, based on finishers, and then Litigation sort of somewhere in between. Most of these are, well, not in between. They're actually outside the system entirely because they don't work with the combo points at all. But a lot of your openers here, you'll see the tag opener, any of the skills, those are going to generate combo points, and combo points work the same way that Luke Cage or Daredevil. You build up 5 of them, and then you use a finisher to deal extra damage with those combo points. So let's go through the skills. Cross-examination is just your basic physical damage skill. It's going to generate that 1 combo point and press your advantage by delivering power punches that get your combo roll. Have a look. Alright, nothing too special. Build 1 combo point each time you hit. Gotcha. Let me go ahead and get these on the bar here. Oh, where did that one go? Alright. Now we've got Legal Lunge, Basic Dash. Nothing much to it. Has a knockdown. It's pretty quick. The animation is very fast, and you can get a lot of movement out of the skill if used in rapid succession. Next we've got Move to Strike, which is going to have some connection with Objection over here, which is another skill. We might as well go over them together. Move to Strike is going to deal some physical damage, and when you use Objection, the next Move to Strike within 4 seconds will deal 100% extra damage and generate 2 combo points. It's got a 4-second cooldown. Objection over here is a ranged attack where you're going to throw a briefcase at somebody and deal physical damage. This power also has a 25% higher chance to critically hit and brutal strike if you currently have 0 combo points. So after you've maybe used a finisher, then you'll have 0 combo points here, and you may want to use Objection, range. Just gonna throw that briefcase at him real quick. Pretty cool. I love how the papers go everywhere. And then after you use that, you're gonna want to use Move to Strike within 4 seconds of using Objection. Where's it at? There it is. Oh, a little bit of lag there. Let me do that again. Alright, so nothing too fancy, just a slide kick like that, and if used after using Objection, it deals extra damage. Alright, next up we've got Opening Statement, which is going to deal some physical damage, apply a vulnerability, and generate a combo point, plus an additional combo point if you have none. Oh, that was the wrong skill. Alright, but at least we're at 0 combo points now. So now we can use Opening Statement here. I've actually got it there. I don't know why I keep trying to use other skills. Anyway, There it is. 3. So she does this like flip in the air axe kick kind of thing. Pretty cool. Between this skill and that other skill, I've been using Final Verdict, which is a finisher. You've got 2 solid AoE skills you can use here. Just jump around. And you can actually make a build out of that. It's actually fairly effective for leveling. End game, it's not going to be max deeps, but it is, you know, it's fun. It's interesting for me at least. And like I said, it's great leveling. So keep in mind those 2 skills while you're leveling this character. Next up, we've got Assault, physical damage, generate 1 combo point per hit, and weaken anything that's hit. Have a look at Assault. There it is right there. And you can see instantly the combo bar is filled. I can just alternate between these 2 skills and have max damage finisher Final Verdict. So another combination of skills to keep an eye on. You would just want to run through and do massive AoE damage. Next we've got Battery, which goes hand in hand with Assault. Physical damage and 25% damage against weakened enemies. Like I said, going hand in hand with Assault, which applies Weaken, and then deal extra damage with Battery. Have a look at that. Now, it's sort of, you know, it's a single target Spirit Spinner. I guess that's what it really is. Nothing too fancy, but it does a lot of damage, a lot of single target damage, especially against weakened enemies. And it does build 1 combo point each time you use it. Next up, we've got Bar Exam, which is very similar to Luke Cage's Car Throw. Instead, it's a melee attack, it's not ranged, and she's just going to pummel the enemy with a barbell. Now let me get rid of some combo points. So generating 5 combo points is really the huge thing about this skill. Being able to just use 1 skill and all your combo points are back, even if there's only 1 target. That's very useful. Here it is. Whack. That is a very nice arc. I think it might be a little bit of AoE there. Alright, finally we've got Power of Attorney. Now you've seen me using Final Verdict quite a bit. Physical damage and 20% extra damage per combo point spent. At 5 combo points, that's of course 100% extra damage, which is pretty cool. And Spirit Cost reduced to 0. I'm wondering if that's actually 0. It might not be. It might be something else. The tuning, you know, this is Test Center, so the tuning might not be complete. But if so, that's really cool. Spirit Cost reduced to 0 when used at maximum combo points. It looks like that effect is also going to carry on to Closing Argument, which is your single target finisher. So Final Verdict. Again, you've seen me using it. Now you can use it even with no combo points, but as you can see, it takes a big chunk of spirit to do that. But if you have no, you have 5 combo points, then it won't use any spirit. Very nice. Alright, now we've got Closing Argument here. Physical damage, and of course that 100% maximum, 20% per point extra damage there. What's nice here is this critical chance, 10% for this power. This crit chance scales with points put into the skill. Very, very nice. So this is a great single target finisher because it has that extra crit chance and just has some damage on its own. I don't have it on the bar. Of course not. There we go. Alright. So again, you're going to want to get to 5 combo points and then use that Closing Argument. I used to have a different animation. It looks like it's just going to be a uppercut of some kind. It's a big, powerful uppercut. Cool, cool. Next up, we've got Barrister Beatdown. Now, this is an interesting skill. It requires maximum combo points to activate, but does not use combo points itself. And you're just going to pummel your foes into submission with a frenzied flurry of punches faster than the eye can follow. Physical damage, 10 hits of physical damage. It's got a cooldown of 15 seconds, reduced by 5 seconds when you use Closing Argument or Final Verdict at maximum combo points. So you got to get to max combo points first, and then it becomes active. See, it was grayed out, and now it's active. And then you just throw down a flurry of punches. Now it does have that 15-second cooldown, unless you hit with this, and then the cooldown gets reduced.
That one connected right on the spot.
Interesting. I'm thinking 5 combo points and then Barrister hit with Closing Argument, then hit with Closing Argument, hit with Barbell, Barrister, Closing Argument. This is going to be very interesting the way you, the way this character fits together and you put her combos together. Interesting. I haven't really played much with Barrister Beatdown. I kind of ignored it in the build I was playing around with earlier and went more for just sort of assault and battery type stuff. Finally, next up we've got Defense Attorney, which is her defensive passive. It's going to give you that 25% damage negated. It's going to give you defense, max health, regen, and tenacity, as well as some projectile deflection. It's got an active ability on it, which is a 5-second taunt. Here you can see the scaling. Pretty good. Probably still a 1-pointer, or maybe, you know, just like your dump point. Any extra points you've got left over, pump into survivability, or if you're struggling and need extra survivability, there you go. Next up, we've got her signature, Conviction. Gracefully flip kick a guilty foe, knocking them into the air, then transform into an explosive elbow drop that causes, or transition into an explosive elbow drop that causes massive collateral damage. So you're going to hit one foe, you're going to knock them up in the air, you're going to come down and deal AoE damage. 25-second cooldown. Let's have a look. Huge AoE damage. I hit these guys all the way out here, even though I was hitting this dude. So that is a very cool skill. One thing I think... Now, you've already got Bar Exam over here giving your generate 5 combo points, but I think, why not? Why not throw that effect on the SIG as well? Who knows if that'll be in. Probably not. It'll probably just be for the damage. It does do a significant portion of damage, so if that's its only purpose, that's fine too. And next up, we've got Lawyer Up. It's going to... Looks like it's a skill that you use when you're at maximum combo points. It requires maximum combo points to activate. It regenerates 20% of your maximum HP. Has a cooldown of 5 seconds. It also gives you a buff effect, giving you damage rating, finisher damage per combo point spent, and block 8% chance to negate incoming damage, and attack speed and move speeds go up. The buff duration is 10 seconds, but here's the cool thing. Refreshes when you use Closing Argument or Final Verdict at maximum combo points. So you just have to hit this once, and then use Closing Argument every 10, once every 10 seconds, which isn't that hard if you're doing your combo points correctly, and then you don't have to use Lawyer Up, every so often. But you might use it anyway just to regen, depending on whether or not you need that regeneration for survivability. Alright, next up we went over Objection. We saw that. Throw the briefcase at somebody, deal some physical damage. Extra chance to crit. Right. Next up we've got Fast Track, which is... Well, let me show off Lawyer Up. I don't think I showed that at all. It's got a pretty nice little graphic to it. Not, I guess an animation. I like that. The symbol of justice. Scales of justice, as they were. That's pretty cool. Now you'll notice that each time I use closing argument, that symbol shows up and refreshes the buff. There's even a sound tied to it. You can get used to hearing that sound to know if you're reapplying your buff correctly. And that buff can stay up pretty much indefinitely if you keep your combo points going correct. Alright, so I'm going to skip past objection because we already went over that. We're going to do fast track here. Fast track is your basic run ability that a lot of characters like this. Why are you not doing it? Okay, there she goes. Your basic run ability that a lot of characters that don't have bikes or can't fly, they have similar abilities to this, and they just run. They just run. It's pretty cool. Alright, next up we've got Contempt of Court. This is going to be your offensive passive. Damage rating to enemies targeting you, crit damage or crit hit rating, and restore 6 spirits per combo point you spend on finisher powers. So when you use a finisher, you'll regenerate 6 spirit per combo point. When you spend at least 1 combo point, you and your allies will gain power, giving you damage rating and move and attack speed. And it is also your CC breaker if you use it actively. Here you can see the scaling. It looks like the spirit does not scale. The spirit on finisher does not scale. Everything else does. Well, except for power, because that's incapable of scaling. Alright. Let's go ahead and show it off, I guess, the animation. There you go. Nothing too special. Basic CC breaker animation. Now we've got cease and desist. Stun, 3 seconds. It's irresistible. The duration increases with points put into the skill. Very cool. And the beauty of this is you throw this out and people are literally caught in red tape. They must cease and desist all action for 3 seconds. The sharpest scissors could not cut through that red tape. You'll notice here that it shares a cooldown with Hostile Witness, our next skill. It's going to confuse an enemy for 15 seconds. The enemy will deal, or confused enemies deal 5,000% more damage to other enemies. Now that number seems like a lot, but don't be fooled. It's not all that spectacular. The damage does go up with points put into the skill, and confused enemy, the damage they take will stay the same. They always take 95% less damage, so they can't just, get one shot or anything like that. You confuse somebody. You'll notice, again, 15-second cooldown, shared with cease and desist. See if I can charm anything in here. I don't think I can. I'm not sure this guy can. There he goes. Alright, he's confused. Now, normally if there was somebody else for him to attack, he would start shooting that person. But since there's nobody here, he won't do that. He won't do that. But that's what a Hostile Witness does. It's real nice if used on certain characters, like the robots in Midtown that pound the ground. Anybody that has an AoE, any enemies that have an AoE, real good to use this on. Or the Hydra mechs that just like wave their gun around and spray bullets everywhere. Those are really good. And finally, we've got Surprise Witness. Now this skill is gonna be different every time you use it. It's really fascinating, this skill, in my opinion. Turn this trial around by calling a random team-up to stand beside you in battle. The team-up's health and defense is 200% of your own, and points put into the skill will increase the amount of health and defense they have. They're pretty much not going to die, though. I mean, it's very... I guess they could. Maybe. Maybe. It's only 200% of your own. 200%, though, that's pretty nice. Duration is 30 seconds. The cooldown is 2 minutes. The cooldown and duration cannot be affected by points put into the skill. However, the duration can be increased with certain artifacts or gear. The cooldown cannot be reduced in any way. And you'll also notice that it's got a passive effect on it, which gives you extra summon damage. So the more points you put in there, the more damage this skill is gonna do. All right, let's go ahead and summon whoever we get. We don't know who we're gonna get. It's a surprise. One thing that I do know is it can pull from all these team up heroes. With team up 2.0 coming soon, that is gonna mean a lot of different things too, because team ups are changing drastically. It's this surprise witness here is based on the team up 2.0 changes, or will be when those changes go in. I don't know if it will be when She-Hulk launches, because team up 2.0 is going to be a little bit behind She-Hulk's launch, so we'll have to see what team ups are doing when they come out. Here's Surprise Witness. I know one thing is that you cannot get She-Hulk through Surprise Witness. Anybody else, I think, is fair game. You do not have to have the team up in your roster either. It can summon team ups that you don't even own. And here we go. Surprise Witness. Who'd we get? We got Firestar. And she just goes to town, starts wrecking everything. And while you've got her out, you can summon another Firestar. Where's she at? There we go. So Firestar's already here, and I can summon Team Up Firestar to come in.
You're my favorite big green superhero.
Start doing some damage too. It looks like they are obviously different Firestars. Yeah, it looks like the Firestar is summoned through Surprise Witness is doing a completely different attack rotation than this Firestar. Alright. Get out of here, Team Up. That's all of her regular skills. Next up, we've got her Pillar of Justice, her ultimate. It's going to deal some physical damage. It's going to deal, well, initial physical damage, like a crash down kind of strike. And then you've got 18 hits of additional physical damage. And then she's going to throw the pillar, a pillar toss for even more physical damage. It's got a cooldown of 10 minutes, like all ultimates do, and it's going to apply a buff, giving you damage rating and a damage shield, reducing damage you take by 75%. I'm wondering how that works together with Defense Eternity. Does it just, you know, together they combine to make 100% damage reduction? That would be cool. You just take no damage while you got that ult going. It also will generate 5 combo points per second. That's crazy fast. Crazy fast. Alright, let's go over here and use her ultimate.
Today I'm judge, jury, and executioner.
And that thing is so sick. Absolutely amazing. And now you can see I'm just, like, combo points crazy fast. I can't even spin them fast enough. Alright, and there the buff is gone. Well, that's She-Hulk. I think she's going to be pretty fun. Not one of the most flashy characters. You know, she's pretty simple. She hits people with her fist, and they get hurt a lot. Nothing too fancy or flashy about that, but still a pretty fun hero. I'm going to have fun playing her. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Probably some changes coming to Invisible Woman is what we're going to be talking about next, and then maybe Cosmic, Midtown, and Industry City. I think all of those things are coming in this patch, which should be early this week, if not tomorrow. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take it easy. Have a good one. Peace.